So listening can be fun, and if you start doing this as they talk, sometimes they are a little funny as well. You'll enjoy that fun and all that. Remember, in English, it is said good listeners are the good speakers. So when you do listening, you have to pay attention to their accent, their pronunciation, their delivery of dialogues, because in listening part 1, part 2, part 3, we do have dialogues. So you need to pay more attention and try to imitate them. It'll say, hello Julie, how are you this morning? You should try to speak. Not, hello Julie, how are you this morning? All right? Just come out of that. You understand my point? Good listeners are good speakers. So IELTS listening will support you for your speaking. Right? In the same way, IELTS reading will support you with your writing. Okay? But you just need to pay attention to each and everything, how it is and all that. One thing. Second, in IELTS listening, we have so many things involved. The first thing is, you should be familiar with the type of questions that we have. In part 1, for the most part, we have one word only. There are 4 parts in IELTS listening. In part 1, for the most part, it's one word and or a number. If the test is old, then they have no more than 2 words, no more than 3 words and or a number. But otherwise, it's one word. And if the test is quite old, then they have multiple choice questions as well in part 1. Right? So you should be ready in part 1. They can be sentence completion, they can be multiple choice, they can be table completion, but you should be ready for all that. Right? After part 1, and the level of difficulty is going to increase. Part 1 is the easiest one. That is why you should target 10 by 10 in part 1, which you can do with a little extra effort whenever you take any practice test. So you should see in part 1, I'm going to score 10 by 10, and you can do that because they have very simple questions. After that, with part 2, it's the second level of English. Part 1 is first level, basic English. Part 2 is second level, maybe not advanced, but intermediate English. Then we have part 2. In part 2, 3 to 4 question types are important. Number 1, we do have table completion. Number 2, we have multiple choice questions. And there are 2 types of multiple choice questions. Type 1, where out of 3 you select 1. Type 2, where out of 5 you select 2. Right? We call it double multiple choice questions. Then we do have a map. Luckily, in today's test, we have a map. So I'll tell you how to deal with the map and all that stuff. All clear? This is part 2. And in part 2, multiple choice. And sometimes we do have matching type of questions. I'll tell you what matching is. Right? Then we have part 3. Part 3 is mainly for multiple choice questions. Most of the time in part 3, questions 21 to 25, 21 to 26, you will find multiple choice questions. And then in part 3, another question type which is important, we call it matching. So M for matching, M for multiple choice, and that is in part 3. Clear? Right? So you should be familiar. And then you need to practice, and you should know the techniques. If you're doing multiple choice questions, you should know the techniques for that. Apart from language, it's just not your language skills. One of my students who's been living in USA for 15 to 18 years, in IELTS he got bad band score in writing. And he said, sir, look, all my schooling, my education, my everything is here. And now I needed IELTS for immigration to Canada. And they gave me 6 band in writing. How can I justify it? He said, I'm ashamed of myself that all my education is in USA and now I need IELTS for Canadian immigration and they gave me 6 bands. So IELTS is not the game of English. Along with English, there are certain techniques, tips, which you need to follow, right? So being, I'm not the native speaker of English. English is my 3rd language, by the way. First Urdu, then Punjabi, then English. So I can tell you all these things, right? So we'll just do this all together. That is part 3. And finally, we have part 4. Now, part 4 is for one word only. For the most part, just you will answer in one word. Right? And that word you will pick from the audio and I'll tell you how to do that. Okay? So now we are going to start. On this handout, please write Cambridge IELTS book 16 test 1. This is test 1 of Cambridge IELTS book number 16, which we are going to solve together. Right? Okay. In listening, your imagination will help you a lot. Whatever you listen, If you imagine, if you visualize that, then you will penetrate into the situation well, and you will understand the audio, and you will find the answers very well. So let's take a start. Part 1, complete the notes below. Write one word and or a number for each answer. One word and or. And means word plus number, 5 cats. Or means either 5 or cats, right? One word and or a number. Clear? Is this clear to everyone, right? Next, they have the title. Every time they will give you a title. Children's Engineering Workshops. Now, I want you to imagine children. I want you to imagine some engineering workshop for the children, that they're making a bridge or they're making something else with the toys, with the blocks and all that. So they call it Children's Engineering Workshops, right? Okay, now let's see after that. Now we are going to learn how to read and understand the question. Engineers ages 4 to 5. Activities. Create a cover. Underline the word create. For create, they might use the word design a cover. Create a cover, make a cover, design a cover. For an. Now, part of speech. An is article. And an article is used with noun, singular noun. And particularly, an is used with the nouns that start with vowel. You know vowels in English? A, E, I, O, U, right? So, it's going to be, so answer is going to be like an umbrella. Because umbrella starts with U, U is a vowel, right? Design a cover for an dash so they can drop it. It means whatever the answer is, right? For example, design a cover for an umbrella so they can drop it. Drop it means drop umbrella, right? From a height without breaking it. Now, a cover for something, they will drop it from the height and then it will not be broken, right? I play the audio, listen and answer.
Hello, Children's Engineering Workshops.
Oh, hello. I wanted some information about the workshops in the school holidays.
Sure.
I have 2 daughters who are interested. The younger one's Lydia. She's 4. Do you take children as young as that?
Yes, our tiny engineers workshop is for 4 to 5-year-olds.
What sorts of activities do they do?
All sorts. For example, they work together to design a special cover that goes round an egg, so that when it's inside, they can drop it from a height and it doesn't break. Well, sometimes it does break, but that's part of the fun.
Right.
Egg? No. Let me catch the thief. All right, the correct answer is egg. That goes round an egg. Please now listen to it again. This is IELTS listening. Sometimes, from part 1 it becomes difficult. Sometimes part 1 is as simple as mobile number, email ID, name, and all that. Please listen to it again.
Hello, Children's Engineering Workshops.
Oh, hello. I wanted some information about the workshops in the school holidays.
Sure.
I have 2 daughters who are interested. The younger one's Lydia. She's 4. Do you take children as young as that?
Yes, our tiny engineers workshop is for 4 to 5-year-olds.
What sorts of activities do they do?
All sorts. For example, they work together to design a special cover that goes round an egg.
A special cover that goes round an egg. So, create a cover for an egg will be the answer, right? They didn't use goes around an egg, but they said create a cover for an egg. And by the way, this word an is a very good clue. An means in the audio also they'll speak an, and the word will start with the vowel. Okay, let's go on. Question number 2. Take part in a competition to build the tallest. Competition to build. For build, they can use the word construct, make, create. Underline the word tallest. Tallest. Now listen. For tallest, they will use the word highest. And whatever they say after highest, that will be your answer. Clear? This is what we call synonyms. In IELTS listening and IELTS reading, we've got so many synonyms, right? So, for example, tallest building, in the audio, they are going to say highest building. Tallest and highest. Now, I play the audio.
And Lydia loves building things. Is there any opportunity for her to do that?
Well, they have a competition to see who can make the highest tower. You'd be amazed how high they can go.
Right.
Well, make the highest tower. Tower, yeah, exactly the same. Tower, huh? So you need to understand their accent. When you solve the tests, in one test there are 4 sections and there is a variety of accents. You don't know in part 1 there is Australian accent somewhere, in part 2 Canadian, in part 3 American, in part 4. So there is always mixed accent in IELTS, but language is standard. You cannot complain that my test was in American English. They spoke slangs, I did not understand. You will never do that because language is standard English language, which is global English, right? In IELTS, we have global English. We don't have British, American, Australian English. It's global standard English, which is spoken and written all over the world, right? Okay, so the answer to question number 2 is tower. Tover. Good, very good. All right. Tower. Question number 3. Make a dash powered by a balloon. Now they will make something, it will run with balloon power. What is balloon power? गुब्बारे के साथ बांध देंगे और भागती फिरेगी, whatever, right? Balloon power means run by balloon. For example, they tie something with the balloon, right? For example, they make a boat and tie it with the balloon. When the wind blows, the balloon goes away and the boat is also going, right? So that's what they say, make a dash. Now for make again, create, build, any other word.
But they're learning all the time as well as having fun. For example, one thing they do is to design and build a car that's attached to a balloon, and the force of the air in that actually powers the car and makes it move along. They go really fast too.
Okay, well, all this sounds perfect.
So, car, khanda kyun nahi? Alright, car, British English, car, I have a car. C-A-R. Same in your language can be car, yeah? Good. So the answer is car, make a car, design and build a car, and then they tie it with the balloon and all that. Okay, now let's go on. Junior engineers, ages 6 to 8, activities. Build, model cars, trucks and dash. Now guys, listen very carefully. Whenever in IELTS listening, in sentence completion, there is the word and. And before that, there are a couple of things. Like over here, we have model cars, trucks, and. So it means answer will come with cars and trucks, number 1. Number 2, underline the word and. Instead of and, they replace it in so many different ways. Sometimes they use the word as well. Sometimes they use also. Sometimes they use but also. So they will say cars, trucks, but also, and whatever they say after that, that will be the answer, right? So cars, and one more thing. Cars, is it singular or plural? Trucks. So your answer must be plural as well, whatever it is, if it is a countable noun, right? Now I play the audio, answer will come with cars and trucks, okay? So let's go on.
Now Carly, that's my older daughter, has just had her 7th birthday. So presumably she'd be in a different group.
Yes, she'd be in the junior engineers. That's for children from 6 to 8.
And do they do the same sorts of activities?
Some are the same, but a bit more advanced. So they work out how to build model vehicles, things like cars and trucks, but also how to construct animals using the same sorts of material and technique. And then they...
But also how to build or how to construct animals. Now see that model cars, trucks, and along with that the third thing, and the answer is plural. Now, for example, in your actual IELTS exam, if you write instead of animals, animal, singular, they will accept that answer. But if there is a verb after that, for example, dash have, and you write animal there, after animal we write has, right? If they write dash is and has means answer should be singular, and have and are means are, were, have, that means answer must be plural. If this is the case, then they will not accept singular plural, mistake. Otherwise, they accept, right? Okay, let's go on. Create a short. For short, listen now, their strategies, and you got to understand. Now you're solving one test, right? So you should understand, and in other tests, they will repeat the same strategies. For short, they can say, you got to make a 3-minute movie, 3-minute documentary, 3-minute clip, 3-minute footage, short, and for short, they will just use the word 3-minute, 2-minute, 1 minute, like that. So they say, create a short dash with special okay, take part in a competition to build the longest. Yeah, I missed the question number 5. Now, longest, largest, exactly, any other word. So take part in a competition to build longest dash using card and wood. Now just focus the word longest.
And do they have competitions too?
Yes. With the junior engineers, it's to use recycled materials like card and wood to build a bridge. And the longest one gets a prize.
That sounds fun.
To build a... Now, please focus. To build a bridge. The longest one. What do they mean by one? Bridge. This is called referencing. For bridge, second time they use the word one. Right? Some of you would be thinking 1, 2, 3. It's not 1, 2. The longest one. The first one. For example, there will be a race among the students. The first one will get the prize. First one means first student. Right? So the longest one means longest bridge. This is called referencing. Sometimes they use one. Sometimes they use it. Sometimes they use this. Sometimes they use such. For example, going outside, such activities should be promoted. Such activities means going outside. So this thing is called referencing. You should be alert with that as well. Now, we go on. Build, then there is a comma. Can you see that? Okay, I'm going one question ahead. Create a short. Underline the word create. Make, right, or any other thing, record, make a short dash with special software. So for special software, they can use the word special program, and you got to create a short dash. Now focus the word short, and you'll find the answer.
Then they have something a bit different, which is to think up an idea for a 5-minute movie and then film it using special animation software. You'd be amazed what they come up.
Okay, 5-minute movie. Now 5-minute means short. Is this clear? I mean, you have to learn this language. This language is somewhat unique or unusual. If you write in Google short, you will never find the synonym of short as 5-minute. Right? This only happens in IELTS. So you need to master. And how to master that? Whenever you solve a test, you need to pay special attention to that. And after each test, you need to do debriefing. Debriefing means, I took a test, I've got only 30 correct answers, 10 answers are wrong. Now you can play the audio again, read the question again, right? So this is how, with careful analysis, you can learn this language, right? Okay, let's go on. Yes? No, answer is only film or movie you can write. Why? Because it's one word only. If you write animated is the software actually. I play this one again, if you have any confusion.
Then they have something a bit different, which is to think up an idea for a 5-minute movie and then film it using special animation software. You'd be
Okay, 5-minute movie or film it and all that. Okay, question number 7. Build. Can you see comma? Punctuation marks are important. And by the way, you should know part of speech as well. 3 parts of speech are important. Noun, verb, adjective. For IELTS, mainly noun, verb, adjective, and a little bit adverb. But otherwise, noun, verb, adjective. Now, build. What part of speech it is? Verb. Build is a verb, right? So, build, comma, dash, and program. It means answer is going to be a verb. For example, build, create, and program. Build, design, and program. Something like that. So, build means answer is going to be a verb, and there are two verbs given. One verb is missing. Build is given, and program is given. So, the third verb that comes with them, that will be your answer. And they might use the synonym of create, synonym of build, synonym of program, right? Let's see.
And then they also build a robot in the shape of a human, and they decorate it and program it so that it can move its arms and legs.
Perfect.
They decorated it for robot, right? I play this one again.
And then they also build a robot
They also build a robot.
in the shape of a human, and they decorate it.
And they decorate it for comma. This use the word and. And they decorate it. It means robot.
It can move its arms and legs.
Perfect.
Or then program it to move its arms and legs. Got it? Right? Okay. I'm trying to go slowly so that you understand. Right? Okay, let's go on. Cost for a 5-week block, £50. Cost is already written. Held on. Now, held on means answer is going to be day or it can be date. Held on 1st July, held on Sunday, Monday, from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Time is already given. So, it's bound to be a day. Held on. Okay, let's see. Question number 8.
So, is it the same price as the tiny engineers?
It's just a bit more. £50 for the 5 weeks.
And are the classes on a Monday too?
There used to be, but we found it didn't give our staff enough time to clear up after the first workshop, so we moved them to Wednesdays. The classes are held in the morning from 10 to 11.
Okay.
The classes are held in the morning. So answer is? See that? Yeah, I know. This is how they confuse you. First they said it used to be on Mondays. Whenever they use past tense, or if the question is in present tense, if they use past or future, that is a trap. Keep that in mind, right? For example, it used to be, or this week it's on Wednesday, then it'll be on Thursday, something like that. So question is actually about present tense, held on dash from 10 a.m. to 11. So the correct answer is Wednesday. And by the way, you should write it in plural. For example, if I say, when do we have our IELTS classes? On Thursdays. What does it mean? What is the difference between Thursday and Thursdays? Every Thursday. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So that means every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Please listen to it again. And IELTS listening and IELTS reading, they are full of traps. Trap means wrong answer, like Monday. It used to be on Monday. Some Bhole Badshah will write Monday and then sit with very confidence that give me my visa, I need to go to Canada. Yeah? Not like that. Anyways.
So, is it the same price as the tiny engineers?
It's just a bit more. £50 for the 5 weeks.
And are the classes on a Monday too?
There used to be, but we found it didn't give our staff enough time to clear up after the first workshop, so we moved them to Wednesdays. The classes are held in the morning from 10 to 11.
Okay.
Alright, so the answer is Wednesdays with correct spelling. If you write the wrong spelling, your answer will be wrong. Keep that in mind, okay? Correct spelling. Let's go on. Location. Building 10A. And then there is comma. It means the next part is going to be different. Dash industrial estate. Like Sundar Industrial Estate we have here. Right? Sundar Industrial Estate. So it's going to be the name of that industrial estate. Whatever the name is, you just have to write it down. Simple question. And if the name is unusual, they will spell it for you.
And what about the location? Where exactly are the workshops held?
They're in building 10A. There's a big sign on the door. You can't miss it. And that's in Fradston Industrial Estate.
Sorry.
Fradston. That's Fradston.
And that's in Grassford, isn't it?
Yes, up past the station.
All right. So, Fradston, F-R-A-D, not F-R-A-U-D, Frad. Okay. And Ston, S-T-O-N-E. And how many words are they? One word. Whenever they give you the instructions to write one word for your answer, even if the words sound like two words, write them together always. For example, classroom, right? They write there one word and or a number. So write classroom as one word. Don't write class and room. If you write Fred and Stern separately, your right answer will be wrong. Okay? So instructions must be followed carefully. Hyphen can be used, absolutely. Yes, you can write. You can write. Hyphen or no hyphen, that makes no difference. They accept the word, right? Okay, but hyphen should not be replaced by a space. Space means you're writing two separate words, right? Okay, plenty of dash is available. Now underline plenty of. For plenty of, they can use any word, lot of, right? Number of, if it is countable noun, plenty of dash. Okay, let's see.
And will I have any parking problems there?
No, there's always plenty available. So, would you like to enroll Lydia and Carl?
That there is always plenty available. What? Yeah, but first, answer is in the question. Listen to it again.
And will I have any parking problems
Will I have any parking problem? And then?
there?
No, there's always plenty available.
There's always plenty available. Plenty means plenty available what? Parking, right? So you should retain a couple of seconds thing as well. All right. Well, guys, now we move on to part 2, and in part 2 we have multiple choice questions. When you see multiple choice questions in any part, don't say "Meri kismat kharab." Now, right? Multiple choice questions can be anywhere. Can you see in part 2 they are not as confusing as in part 3, right? So, let me give you a little bhashan about multiple choice questions. In multiple choice questions, they check your ability to find the right information from confusing information. They will give you confusing information, and for that they have given you 3 options. They will talk about all 3 options, but they will talk about one option positively. 2 options will be discussed negatively and oppositely, I tell you. For example, Stevenson's was founded in. Stevenson's was founded in means it can be a company. Stevenson can be a company, and they say it was founded in. Now, tell me, is this the right answer? Most of the people believe that Stevenson was founded in 1923. In order to surprise you, let me tell you, this is not right. Will A be the answer? No. Right? So Stevenson was founded in. She said most people believe, but let me tell you, this is not right. So option A should be eliminated. Right? In multiple choice, you are playing how to eliminate the wrong options. Only then you will find the right answer. Otherwise, you will choose a wrong option with very confidence. They said that. I heard it myself. But that is going to be opposite or negative. Let's talk about another one. 1924. The plans were made in 1924, but then it took 2 years to complete the work. So in fact, Stevenson was founded in 1926. Plans were made, ideas were generated. In 1923, Stevenson wanted to make a company, but he didn't have money. Do you understand? This is how they will talk, oppositely, negatively, and one more thing. Multiple choice options will be discussed in any order. Don't expect, pehle A aayega, phir B aayega, phir C aayega. They might start from C, then they go to A, then finally they come to B. Okay, now I play the audio.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Stevenson's, one of the country's major manufacturers of metal goods. Thank you for choosing us for your 2 weeks of work experience. My name is Julia Simmons, and since the beginning of this year, I've been the Managing Director. Stevenson's is quite an old company. Like me, the founder, Ronald Stevenson, went into the steel industry when he left school. That was in 1923. He set up this company when he finished his apprenticeship in 1926, although he actually started making plans 2 years earlier in 1924. He was a very determined young man.
No, B. Who said B? Good, excellent. C is the right answer. Now, I mean, you understand how they play, right? Like he left school in 1923, then it took him 2 years and all that. So the correct answer is option C. Okay, let's go on. Question number 12. Originally, Stevenson's manufactured goods for. Originally means when they started the company was, for example, if there's a company that is making hockey, and originally it was a football manufacturing company, but then they started making hockeys. So originally, Stevenson manufactured goods for healthcare industry. In multiple choice questions, in options, never read article. What is article? The, a, and, some. Never read articles. If options are long, then only focus verbs, nouns, adjectives. Okay? So, originally Stevenson manufactured goods for A, healthcare industry. Underline healthcare industry. Healthcare industry means hospitals and clinics and all that. Option B, automotive industry. Cars and auto vehicles and all that. And C, machine tools industry. So, the word industry is being repeated. In multiple choice options, when a word is being repeated, take it for granted. I mean, okay, they're talking about industry, healthcare, automotive, machine tool. Healthcare, automotive, machine tool. And the question is originally. Originally means when they started. Or for originally, they will use the word, they started as an automotive industry. And then after a couple of years, they came into healthcare like that, okay? Now, let's see.
Stevenson's long-term plan was to manufacture components for the machine tools industry, although in fact that never came about, and for the automotive industry, that is cars and lorries. However, there was a delay of 5 years before that happened, because shortly before the company went into production, Stevenson was given the opportunity to make goods for hospitals and other players in the healthcare industry. So that's what we did for the first 5 years.
That's what we did for the first 5 years. So, manufactured goods for healthcare. For that, they use the word hospitals and all that. So that's what we did the first 5 years. First 5 years means originally they started working. Now you understand? So, you know, when you solve IELTS listening test, I want you to pay attention to these things. Then you'll become a pro in IELTS listening. Around 10 to 20 students of mine have achieved 9 band in IELTS listening. And you're going to be one of those, inshallah. Yeah, inshallah. Why not? With 39 correct answers, you get 9. एक का margin दे देते हैं. Okay? Yeah. All right. That's good. Yeah, there's someone is thinking, मेरियां 5.5 ही आ जानते बड़ी हैं. Always think big, okay? Yeah. All right. Let's go on. Question number 13. What does speaker say about the company premises? Underline company premises. Company premises, what does that mean? Area where there is the company. For example, this is management house. Management house premises. Area where there is the company. Now listen. They give us 3 options. Company premises. Can you see the word the company has, the company has, the company is going to? In multiple choice options, just read the first sentence and then don't pay attention to that. Option A, recently moved. Got it? Option B, no plans to move. Option C, going to move shortly. Do you understand that now? So recently moved, no plans to move, and going to move shortly. Now let's see what is their plan.
Over the years, we've expanded the premises considerably. We were lucky that the site is big enough, so moving to a new location has never been necessary. However, the layout is far from ideal for modern machinery and production methods, so we intend to carry out major refurbishment of this site over the next 5 years.
C? B? No, A. Good. कितने किए? Huh? Who said that? A. Very good. Wrong answer, huh? All right. The correct answer is C. Who said that? Very good, guys. Excellent. Wrong answer. Yeah, it's B. Company has no plans to move. Please now listen to it carefully. I play this again. In actual exam, they will not play the audio second time. Number one, warning. In actual exam, they will not play the audio one by one. Yeah, you say, Madam, klojo mein sa lela. Yeah, then play the other audio. In actual exam, they will play the audio the way we are going to play on Saturday when you have your mock test. Okay, all the audios will be played together and test will continue. Okay, I play this one again. Listen now.
Over the years, we've expanded the premises considerably. We were lucky that the site
Over the years, we have expanded. We have expanded means they've done it already.
is big enough, so moving to a new location has never been necessary.
Moving to a new location has never been necessary. That means company has no plans to move. No plans to move. Moving to a new location has never been necessary. This is the language we need to learn, okay? All right, let's go on. Question number 14. 13 is done. Yeah, 14. Program for the work experience group includes. Now they have work experience group program. What does it include? Now look here. Out of 3 options, 2 things it does not include. And that is not your answer. And whenever you find out a wrong answer, uske aage ek chota sa cross laga de. So that you know A can never be the answer, B सीचे में तुक्का भी लगा लूँगा. Right? At least one, in multiple choice questions, at least one option should be eliminated. And if you eliminate 2 options, sometimes they don't discuss third option. They only discuss 2 options. This is also possible. So, they say program for the work experience group includes time to do research. Option B, meeting with a teacher, talks by staff. So, if they say, it used to include some time to do research, but now we have changed the plans, so you will not get any time to do research. Will A be the answer? No. Option B, meeting with a teacher. Although you will not be able to meet your teacher, but you can ask them some questions online or anything like that, okay? So 2 options will be discussed negatively, 1 option positively, in any order. For example, it's A, B, C. Okay. In this audio, they will speak about them as C-A-B. C-A-B. So it is not the code I'm giving you. Don't say that, sir gave me secret code every time. No, it's not every time C-A-B. Sometimes it is A-B-C. Sometimes it is A-C-B. Sometimes it is C-A-B. Sometimes B-C-A. It depends. Okay, so you never know about that.
I'd better give you some idea of what you'll be doing during your 2 weeks with us, so you know what to expect. Most mornings you'll have a presentation from one of the managers to learn about their department, starting this morning with research and development. And you'll all spend some time in each department, observing what's going on and talking to people, as long as you don't stop them from doing their work altogether. In the past, a teacher from your school has come in at the end of each week to find out how the group were getting on, but your school isn't able to arrange that this year.
Your school isn't able to arrange that this year. In the past, teacher used to come. So, meeting with a teacher? Not at all. Now you are left with A and C. They talked about research, but they did not say this thing, time to do research. So, the correct answer is? C is the correct answer. I'll play this audio again. I'll explain, don't worry. Talks by a staff. Listen, underline the word staff. For staff, they use the word manager. Underline the word talks. For talks, they use the word presentation. Presentation by one of our managers. What does that mean? Talks by staff. Now, unless you understand this language, you will do IELTS listening blindly. Anneva. A ho gaya, B ho gaya. Ye C ho gaya, ye ho gaya, right? But once you understand, all right, for staff, they use the word manager. For talks, they use the word presentation. Then you will understand that, okay? So, listen again, please.
I'd better give you some idea of what you'll be doing during your 2 weeks with us, so you know what to expect. Most mornings you'll have a presentation from one of the managers to
Clear? Presentations from one of the managers, that is talks by staff. Now please move on to option A.
Learn about their department, starting this morning with research and development.
Starting this morning with research and development, that is the department. Now research doesn't mean time to do research. Never decide on the answer by listening to a word. Research, that is the answer. Right? I mean, they did not say time to do research. They said from research and development department. That's the department. Now, meeting with a teacher. Listen to this.
And you'll all spend some time in each department, observing what's going on and talking to people, as long as you don't stop them from doing their work altogether.
Now,
in the past, a teacher from your school has come in at the end of each week.
in the past. So, meeting with the teacher, they said in the past, teacher used to come. And now?
Week to find out how the group were getting on. But your school isn't able to arrange that this year.
Your school isn't able to arrange that, means now teacher will not come. Understand? Okay. All right. Some of you are getting more puzzled. Huh? Itna gehrai mein ja rahi, itna complicated, itna ye, itna wo, and all that. Let's go on. Okay, guys. Now we have label the map below. Whenever they give you labeling the map, the first thing is you should know prepositions. We call them prepositions of location and prepositions of place. For example, we've got the prepositions like in front of, behind, next to, adjacent, in the corner, in the middle. So these type of phrases and words you should know, the first thing. Second, we have language for directions. Go straight ahead. Then take first right turn. In that street, take the second left turn. Second left, first right, go straight ahead, go past this building. So you should master, because in map, they always use this type of language, right? So as you solve Cambridge IELTS listening tests, you will come across maps. And once you carefully focus these words, you will never have any issues with the maps. I tell you, we do it together, okay? Second thing, whenever you are doing the maps, basically why do we have maps in IELTS listening? They want to see whether you are able to follow the instructions or not. Otherwise, people who don't know English, they are a serious threat to English-speaking society. They are just like Gunga Bera. They don't understand anything, they don't speak English, so even they can't go back home. Right? जैसे हमारे यहाँ पे साइन फिर रहे होते हैं, गले में एड्रेस डाला होता है. So then these people are just like that, okay? So that is why maps means at least घर तो पहुँच जाओ. Right? In IELTS part 2, we do have maps. Okay. Plan for Stevenson's site. Now guys, you can see they have given questions 15 to 20. In the maps, when they give you 30 seconds to read the questions, don't read the questions. Then what to read? Map, exactly. Sometimes they give you directions with the map. East, west, north, south. Sometimes, if they don't give east, west, north, south, then they see on the right side, on the left side, bottom of the map, top of the map, top right building, top left building, and all that, okay? Now, can you see any east, west, north, south here? No, we don't have that, okay? So, you guys can see there is a main road, okay? So, underline main road. First, you need to see the roads, by the way. On the map, first of all, you will see the roads. Main road. Can you see access road? Yes. So, one main road and one access road. And then we have reception. And in the middle, we have open courtyard. And on the top of the map, we have factory. Very simple. Now, what you are going to do, your pencil hand, the hand that is holding the pencil, will move with the audio. You just say go straight ahead. Your pencil will move straight ahead. Then turn right from there, turn right. Then again turn left, again turn left. Right? In the corner, on the right side, on the left. So this hand should move as per the instructions. Then you'll be able to find it. And if your hand is not moving and you're looking for the answer, you will never reach there. I mean, the thing is, as you move your hand, it takes you to the place where there is the answer. Question number 15, coffee room. Coffee room. Coffee दूर की बात, आज हमने चाय भी नहीं पी यहाँ पे आके. अभी भी लग रहा है कि रोजे वाली फीलिंग आ रही है. Last time we had the classes in Ramadan. So again, no, thank you. I'll have it later. Coffee room. Now let's see where the coffee room is. Now the first thing is, now your pencil hand is going to be in the air. When they say, at the moment, we are here at the reception, वहीं पे pencil रखते हैं. Just put your pencil there. If they say, at the moment, we are here at the reception, right? And then move your pencil from there. So let's see. Question number 15.
Okay, now I'll briefly help you to orientate yourselves around the site. As you can see, we're in the reception area, which we try to make attractive and welcoming to visitors. There's a corridor running left from here, and if you go along that, the door facing you at the end is the entrance to the coffee room.
No, not H. F. No? I'll repeat that. Listen. Reception, right? Okay, I'll repeat that. Please listen now. The right answer is H, by the way.
Okay, now I'll briefly help you to orientate yourselves around the site. As you can see, we're in the reception area.
Okay, as you can see, we are in the reception. So your pencil will land at reception area. Now from here, you can move on. लकीरें भी लगा सकते हैं. You can draw a line as well. No problem. Now listen.
Which we try to make attractive and welcoming to visitors. There's a corridor running left from here.
There is a corridor running left from there. Now running doesn't mean bhag raha hai. Running left from there means it's on the left hand side. There is a corridor running left from here. Now your pencil will come here. Okay? Now, answer can be J, I or H. First you need to reach that block where the answer can be. Now what does she say?
And if you go along that, the door facing you.
And if you go along that, the door facing you. She didn't say turn left, she didn't say turn right. The door facing you is जो सामने आएगा. Like, पंजाबी में रास्ता बताते हैं आपको पुट्ठा होके सिद्धा हो जी. Yeah, you watched that movie अंग्रेज? पुट्ठा होके सिद्धा हो जी. Yeah, so the door facing you means right in front of you. So that is option H. Is that clear? Now listen carefully. Whenever you practice maps, you're going to practice like this. You're going to listen to the language of maps, and after 4 or 5 maps questions, you will be perfect in them, right? Okay, let's go on. Question number 16, warehouse. Now let's see where is the warehouse.
The factory is the very big room on the far side of the site. Next to it is the warehouse, which can be accessed by lorries going up the road to the turning area at the end. You can get to the warehouse by crossing to the far side of the courtyard, and then the door is on your right.
She's given us 2 routes there. 2 routes. Option C? No. Huh? Right is C. All right. Now listen to it again. The correct answer is C, by the way. Okay, so please now follow.
The factory is the very big room on the far side.
Okay, the factory is the very big room or the far side. Now you will straight away go to factory. And when you factory की बात करी, कुछ वहाँ पे होने वाला है, right? Now.
Side of the site. Next to it is the warehouse.
Next to it is the warehouse. Now, next to factory, we have 3 options. A, B, C. Now we have to find which option, right? So next to it. Now listen.
Which can be accessed by lorries going up the road to the...
Which can be accessed by lorries going up the road. Access road is there. So from here we understand it's option C. Then she gives another hint.
You can get to the warehouse by crossing to the far side of the courtyard.
By crossing the far side of the courtyard. Far side means bahir wali side. Far side of the courtyard. Now if you look at the far side of courtyard, there is that, and then?
And then the door is on your right.
Then the door is on your right. There is only one option, far side of courtyard on the right. That is option C. So C is the right answer. Next, staff canteen. Now let's see where is the staff canteen.
Somewhere you'll be keen to find is the staff canteen. This is right next to reception. I can confidently say that the food's very good, but the view isn't.
Okay, now listen. This is right next to reception. J. Some of you might think J, some of you should think G. Now it is GJ. Jija or GJ? All right, G or J, right? Now let's see which one is the sure one. I play this again.
Somewhere you'll be keen to find is the staff canteen. This is right next to reception. I can confidently say that the food's very good, but the view isn't. The windows on one side look onto a corridor and courtyard, which aren't very attractive at all, and on the other onto the access road.
Windows one side courtyard and other side access road. So the answer is G. Absolutely. Got it? So you know what do? They first give you 3 options and then from there you decide this is the right answer. Okay, let's go on. Question number 18, meeting room.
You'll be using the meeting room quite often, and you'll find it by walking along the corridor to the left of the courtyard and continuing along it to the end. The meeting room is the last one on the right, and I'm afraid there's no natural daylight in the room.
Meeting room is the last one on the right. So, B? Huh? Sure? Yes. Good. Very good. Absolutely. Now, those who found the answer, they say, yeah, B. And others, kache pade hote hain. Mainu to milya hi nahi. I play it again. Don't worry. Meeting room. There's some very good vocabulary to learn.
You'll be using the meeting room quite often, and you'll find it by walking along the corridor to the left of the courtyard.
Walking along the corridor to the left of courtyard. Can you see that? Open courtyard and left there is the corridor. Corridor raste ko kehte hain na? Yeah, it's simple. Corridor left of the courtyard. Now.
And
now from here you know it can be A, B, D, E or F. Now she says continue.
Continuing along. Meeting room is the last one on the right of the courtyard and continuing along it to the end.
Continue along it to the end. End means A or B. So then she says,
the meeting room is the last one on the right, and I'm afraid...
The meeting room is the last one on the right. Agar left pe bolti to A. Simple. Okay, good job. All right, you should practice this handout at home, right? Yeah. Let's go on. Human resources. So where is that human resources department? Let's go on with that.
Then you'll need to know where some of the offices are. The Human Resources Department is at the front of this building. So you head to the left along the corridor from reception, and it's the second room you come to. It looks out onto the main road.
It looks out onto the main road, second room you come to. I? Sure. Good job. Very good. It's the second room and looks out at the main road. All right. Question number 20, boardroom. Now let's see where is the boardroom.
And finally, the boardroom, where you'll be meeting sometimes. That has quite a pleasant view as it looks out onto the trees. Go along the corridor past the courtyard right to the end. The boardroom is on the left, next to the factory.
The boardroom is on the left next to the factory, and she gave you the clue of trees. From there you understood that A is the right answer. Clear? Now please listen, the way I am teaching you, whenever you practice IELTS, you have to practice the same way. Right? फिर आपका अपना YouTube का channel होगा. Huh? He'll give tips. All right, guys. Now we have part 3. And I told you part 3 is for 3 type of questions. Number 1, multiple choice. Mainly for multiple choice. Questions like 21 to 26, 21 to 25, they are multiple choice questions. Where out of 3 you've got to select 1. The second most common question type in part 3 is double multiple choice. Where out of 5 you select 2. And the third most common question type in multiple choice is matching. So over here we have double multiple choice and matching. Let's just do it together. Questions 21 and 22. Choose 2 letters A to E. Which 2 parts of the introductory stage to their art projects do Jess and Tom agree were useful? Now please underline 2 parts, introductory stage, art project and Jess and Tom agree. It means out of 5 options, on 2 options they will agree, on 3 options they will disagree, right? For example, if someone says something, I like Lahore and I think it's the best city. Second person says, but I have a different view. I rather find it quite noisy and full of pollution. My favorite city is Islamabad. The next person says, all right, although it is peaceful city, but still I think it isn't as good as, and then they talk about third city. And if they both agree on it, that will be the answer. If they disagree, and how do they agree? Yes, you are right. I agree. You have a point. I also think so. I think you are right. Okay. So these type of words they use. Now, what are the options? Can you see A, B, C, D? First of all, you will not read A, B, C, D. Secondly, you will not read and, the, and all that. So option A, bird park visit. Bird park visit. 2 parts of introductory stage of their art project. Now, for example, if they say we went to a bird park visit and then it started raining and we didn't find any bird, for example. So will that be the answer? If the second person says, but the part of the area where we were, there were so many birds, it means they don't agree, right? Option B, workshop sessions. If one says, I found the workshop sessions very useful. If the second person says, that is not the case with me, I rather found them quite frustrating, that is not the answer. Understand? I mean, you need to check their agreement, okay? Just imagine they are Mia Biwi and fighting, and you got to see where they agree. Option C, Natural History Museum visit. These are all the places. Out of 5 places, on 2 places, they agree that these 2 places were useful, and other 3 places, their visit was not useful. Option D, projects done in previous year. Previous year means last year projects. If they say last year projects were quite useful, and the other one says, I found nothing on my topic in last year's projects, so they don't agree. Option E, handouts with research sources. Now, audio will be played and A, B, C, D will come in any order. So you got to listen carefully and then decide what's the right answer. And by the way, over here, whenever there is a double question means 21 and 22. If your one answer is right, for example, if the correct answer is A, B, and you write A, C, you will get 1 mark. Right? So if your one answer is correct, you will get 1 mark for that. So let's take a start.
How are you getting on with your art project, Tom?
Okay. Like, they gave us the theme of birds to base our project on, and I'm not really all that interested in wildlife, but I'm starting to get into it. I've pretty well finished the introductory stage.
So have I. When they gave us all those handouts with details of books and websites to look at, I was really put off. But the more I read, the more interested I got.
Me too. I found I could research so many different aspects of birds in art. Colour, movement, texture. So I was looking forward to the bird park visit.
What a letdown. It poured with rain and we hardly saw a single bird. Much less use than the trip to the Natural History Museum.
Yeah. I liked all the stuff about evolution there. The workshop sessions with Dr. Fletcher were good too, especially the brainstorming sessions.
I missed those because I was ill. I wish we could have seen the projects last year's students did.
I suppose they want us to do our own thing, not copy.
See that? Sometimes they agree, sometimes they disagree. Okay, write down a code. E, A, C, B, D. Now this is the order in which they discuss all these options. So by the way, what is the correct answer? C and E. Wow, well done. Some are saying C, some are only saying E का E भी बना लेंगे, बाद में C भी बना लेंगे, बाद में B भी बना लेंगे. Okay, so the correct answer is C. Okay, let's see. Bird park visit. What happened there? Rain. Workshop session. She was ill. She couldn't attend that. Natural History Museum visit. She said much less useful than the National History Museum. Bird park visit was much less useful than the National History Museum, means that was the right thing and they agreed on that. Then projects done in previous year. Yeah, said we are not supposed to copy, we are supposed to do our own work. Handouts with research sources, yes, they agreed on that. Okay, I'm playing this again, one by one, I'll stop and I'll tell you why these options are wrong. So let's start. Please put your pencil on option E.
How are you getting on with your art project, Tom?
Okay. Like, they gave us the theme of birds to base our project on, and I'm not really all that interested in wildlife, but I'm starting to get into it. I've pretty well finished the introductory stage.
So have I. When they gave us all those handouts with details of books and websites to look at, I was really put off. But the more I read, the more interested I got.
Me too.
Me too. Simple, you know. Me too. Means agree. Otherwise, jutti payegi thanu. Alright. So handouts with research sources, how do they agree? By saying, me too, that's the first right answer. Okay, now just one more. Please come to option A.
I found I could research so many different aspects of birds in art. Colour, movement, texture. So I was looking forward to the bird park visit.
What a letdown. It poured with rain and...
What a letdown, it poured with rain. Poured with rain means barish shuru hogi. And you can learn this phrase, use them somewhere. It poured with rain, barish shuru hogi. So A is not the right answer, okay? Now please come to C.
we hardly saw a single bird. Much less used than the trip to the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
Much less used than the trip to Natural History Museum. Means that was useful, and he says? Yeah. That means they agree on that. So C is the second right answer. Now they are going to discuss option B. Listen.
I liked all the stuff about evolution there. The workshop sessions with Dr. Fletcher were good too, especially the brainstorming sessions.
I missed those because I was ill.
I missed those because I was ill, right? And now they come to option D. Project done in previous years.
I wish we could have seen the projects last year's students did.
I suppose they want us to do our own thing, not copy.
I suppose they want us to do our own thing, not copy. Otherwise they would say, oh, let's copy together. Good, me too. Then this is the answer. All right, let's go on. Questions 23 and 24. Choose two letters again. In which two ways? Underline two ways. English way, not Punjabi way. Kithe challe hain? In which two ways do both Jess and Tom decide to change their proposal? They are going to change their proposal in two ways. Now, what are those two ways? Okay, two ways, and they decide. Now, this is their decision. Option A, giving a rationale for their action plans. They will give a rationale for their action plans, like a logical explanation of their action plans. B, being less specific about the outcome. Underline less specific about outcome. C, by adding a video diary presentation. Underline video diary presentation. Option D, by providing a timeline and a mind map. Underline timeline and mind map. And option E, by making their notes more evaluative. So, making notes more evaluative, right? Now, again, see decision. Decision is again made when two people agree on something. So, if they're going to decide that, that'll be the answer. Let's see.
Have you drafted your proposal yet?
Yes, but I haven't handed it in. I need to amend some parts. I've realised the notes from my research are almost all just descriptions. I haven't actually evaluated anything, so I'll have to fix that.
Oh, I didn't know we had to do that. I'll have to look at that too. Did you do a timeline for the project?
Yes, and a mind map.
Yeah, so did I. I quite enjoyed that. But it was hard having to explain the basis for my decisions in my action plan.
What?
You know, give a rationale.
I didn't realise we had to do that. Okay, I can add it now. And I've done the video diary presentation and worked out what I want my outcome to be in the project.
Someone told me it's best not to be too precise about your actual outcome at this stage, so you have more scope to explore your ideas later on. So I'm going to go back to my proposal to make it a bit more vague.
Really? Okay, I'll change that too then.
I'll change that too then. They decide to change. So their decision is their agreement. Okay, correct answers? Now you will tell me two letters, not one. All right, the correct answer is option B for boy, E for elephant. And write down this code there, please. E for elephant, D for doctor, A for apple, C for cat, B for boy. This is the order of the audio. And this order is always different. I mean, I'm just telling you so that when I play the audio, you can follow that. It's not that I'm giving you any code for actual exam. So, let's see. By making their notes more evaluative, I'm playing this audio once again.
Have you drafted your proposal yet?
Yes, but I haven't handed it in. I need to amend some parts. I've realised the notes from my research are almost all just descriptions. I haven't actually evaluated anything, so I'll have to fix that.
Oh, I didn't know we had to do that.
I'll have to fix that. I didn't know we have to do that. So she's going to do that as well. First correct answer is E, making their notes more evaluative. Now please come to option D, D for doctor, by providing a timeline and a mind map.
I'll have to look at that too. Did you do a timeline for the project?
Yes, and a mind map.
Yeah, so did I. I quite enjoyed...
So did I. Now they are not going to change it. Did they say we will change it? No. So this is not the answer. They didn't change it. The question is, two ways do both Jess and Tom decide to change their proposal. So they're not going to change it. Now please come to option A.
that, but it was hard having to explain the basis for my decisions in my action plan.
What?
You know, give a rationale.
I didn't realise we had to do that.
I didn't realize we have to do that. So it's actually by giving a rationale, they don't decide to change it. He didn't do it actually.
Okay, I can add it now. And I've done the video diary presentation and worked out what I want my outcome to be in the project.
Someone told me it's best not to be too precise about your actual outcome at this.
Okay, someone told me it's best not to be too precise about. Too precise means less specific. Right? So that is option B, by being less specific about the outcome. Please listen to this part again.
Okay, I can add it now. And I've done the video diary presentation and worked out what I want my outcome to be in the project.
Someone told me it's best not to be too precise about your actual outcome at this stage, so you have more scope to explore your ideas later on. So I'm going to go back to my proposal to make it a bit more vague.
Okay, I'm going to go back to my proposal to make it a bit vague. Means she's going to change it. The correct answers are option B and option E. Now, let's go on. See, as we reach part 3, again, faces are sad, full of trouble. Okay, don't worry. Questions 25 to 30. Which personal meaning, underline personal meaning, do the students decide to give to each of the following pictures? They have pictures and personal meaning, right? For example, there's a picture of a lion, and I give it a personal meaning that lion is for bravery. So whenever I look at this picture, I feel brave. For example, right? So they've got the pictures and the special meaning. Now, please follow me. We have pictures 25 to 30. If you read these questions, do you get any information? 25 falcon, 26 fish hawk, 27 kingfisher, 28 portrait of William Wells. Do you get any information? These are just the names. So remember, whenever you are solving matching type of questions, sometimes information is in the questions, but for the most part, information is in the options. So you need to read that part where there is the information. Please come to personal meaning. Personal meaning. Option A, what is it? A childhood memory. Now listen, in the audio, they will not use the word childhood memory. In the audio, they say, when I was small, I used to go with my grandfather. What is that? That is a childhood memory. Like you say, jadon main chota hunda si, bahut chittar khanda si, like that, okay? So that is a childhood Memory. Option B, hope for the future. Now they will talk about future, they will talk about hope, something positive for the time to come and all that. Option C, fast movement. Underline the word fast and write there rapid. Underline the word movement and write there the word motion. Right? Motion means action, energy, not that one what you're thinking. So, fast, movement, rapid, motion. Option D, potential threat. Now listen, underline the word potential and write there possible. Underline the word threat and write there danger. Okay, possible danger. Power of color. Now for color, they might use red, green, yellow, and for power, they might use the word colors are so powerful. Option F, continuity of life. Continuity of life means life goes on, right? Option G, protection of nature. For protection, they might use the word preservation of nature, preservation of trees and plants and all that. Option H, a confused attitude to nature. Listen, underline the word confused attitude. For confused attitude, they usually use the word, for example, if I say, I'm not sure where to go. I'm not sure what to do with my life. What is that? Confused attitude. So they use the word not sure. Confused attitude means not sure. Okay? Now, question number 25. Picture number 1 is falcon. Let's see what do they say. Now listen, your this hand is going to be on question number 25. Your this hand that is holding the pencil will move from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and put your pencil at the end of the option. When you put your pencil at the end of the option, your eyes will show you all the options. Okay? Not on the left side, on the right side. Jahan pe option khatam hota hai, put your pencil there. Question number 25.
One part of the project I'm unsure about is where we choose some paintings of birds and say what they mean to us. Like, I chose a painting of a falcon by Landseer. I like it because the bird's standing there with his head turned to one side, but he seems to be staring straight at you. But I can't just say it's a bit scary, can I?
You could talk about the possible danger suggested by the bird's look.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay. He said, I can't say scary and all that. You can talk about the possible danger. Possible danger is potential threat. Option D. Got it? Okay, see the meaning, personal meaning they are giving. Right? So he said, I can't say. I can't say means that is not the personal meaning. That's a trap. Right? Let's go on. I play this one again. If you.
One part of the project I'm unsure about is where we choose some paintings of birds and say what they mean to us. Like, I chose a painting of a falcon by Landseer. I like it because the bird's standing there with his head turned to one side, but he seems to be staring straight at you. But I can't just say it's a bit scary, can I?
You could talk about the possible danger suggested by the bird's look.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay. Possible danger suggested by the bird's look. So 25 answer is D. So you can come down and write D in front of 25, or where it is written D, there you can write 25 and later on you can transfer that. You will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers from the question booklet. This is the question booklet you are holding. And then they will give you answer sheet. So 10 minutes will be given and that is enough time to do that. Okay, question number 26, fish hawk.
There's a picture of a fish hawk by Audubon I like. It's swooping over the water with a fish in its talons and with great black wings which take up most of the picture.
So you could discuss it in relation to predators and food chains?
Well, actually, I think I'll concentrate on the impression of rapid motion it gives.
Right.
I think yeah. He said, you can do that. She said, no, I'll focus on rapid motion it gives. So that is option C. Okay, 26C. 27, kingfisher. What is kingfisher? It's a bird. Kingfisher is a bird.
You know that picture of a kingfisher by Van Gogh? It's perching on a reed growing near a stream.
Yes, it's got these beautiful blue and red and black shades.
I've actually chosen it.
Listen. Never decide the answer until you read at the end. Right? Now, Kingfisher is related to the lady. Lady ने decide करना है. होते हमें चवला मारन दिया. Okay? Simple as that. Kingfisher, color and this and that. और आप लोग उसकी बातों में आगे पोले बादशाह. Listen to it again. Never decide until you reach the end of the audio. Okay, I play it again.
You know that picture of a kingfisher by Van Gogh? It's perching on a reed growing near a stream.
Yes, it's got these beautiful blue and red and black shades.
I've actually chosen it because I saw a real kingfisher once when I was little. I was out walking with my grandfather and I've never forgotten
I was
it.
out walking with my grandfather and I never forget it, right? So, I mean, it's related to whoever, then you got to listen to that person. A is the right answer. Question number 28, portrait of William Wells.
There's a portrait called William Wells. I can't remember the artist, but it's a middle-aged man who's just shot a bird. And his expression and the way he's holding the bird in his hand suggests he's not sure about what he's done. To me, it's about how ambiguous people are in the way they exploit the natural world.
Interesting.
Interesting. That is option H. Confused attitude to nature. He's not sure. And how ambiguous people are. Alright, let's go on. Question number 29.
There's Gauguin's picture via a Matty. He did it in Tahiti. It's a woman with a white bird behind her that is eating a lizard. And what I'm interested in is what idea this bird refers to. Apparently, it's a reference to the never-ending cycle of existence.
Wow.
Never-ending cycle of existence. Exactly, that's right. Never-ending cycle of existence. So continuity, never ending. And for life, they use the word existence. Clear? Okay, let's go on. After Vero Matti, we've got 30, portrait of Giovanni de Medici.
I chose a portrait of a little boy, Giovanni de Medici. He's holding a tiny bird in one fist. I like the way he's holding it carefully so he doesn't hurt it.
Oh, right.
He doesn't hurt it. So that is option G, protection of nature. I play this one again.
I chose a portrait of a little boy, Giovanni de Medici. He's holding a tiny bird in one fist. I like the way he's holding it carefully so he doesn't hurt it.
Oh, right.
So for protection, he doesn't hurt it. And for nature, bird. Exactly. ओके आज के लिए इतना काफ़ी है. आप लोग थक भी गए हैं ना. 30 क्वेश्चन है. 10 आप घर कर लीजिएगा. मैं आपको ऑडियो दे दूंगा साथ. हाँ को बोले. हाँ 10 बजे तक बिठाऊंगा यहाँ पे. और एक दिन एक स्टूडेंट था आइल्ट्स का. वो ना टाइम उसको बड़ा बार बार घड़ी देख रहा था. उसको मैंने फिर गार्ड के साथ बिठाया था. अगले दिन सुबह 7 बजे गया था. ठीक है. सो बी केयरफुल. अभी हम चौथा सेक्शन कर रहेंगे. अगर मैं कहा ना कि 3 ही काफ़ी है. हाँ सर ठीक है. वहाँ से नज़र आता है कि आगे क्या होगा. ठीक है. इस तरह की आपको वेकअप कॉल्स मिलती रहेंगी. ऑलराइट. पार्ट 4, कंप्लीट द नोट्स बिलो. Write one word only. That's it. Your answer will contain one word. No number, nothing else, just a single word. Stoicism. Do you know what Stoicism is? If you don't know, you don't need to worry. You don't even need to read if you don't know. In the audio, if there is anything unusual in the audio, they will elaborate that. They will tell us clearly what is Stoicism. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay? And by the way, just focus the questions. Stoicism. Question number 31. Stoicism is still relevant. Now just take Stoicism as Stoicism. Okay, it's basically an ancient belief. I'm telling you. But in the audio they will tell you. Stoicism is an ancient belief, right? So Stoicism is still relevant today because, underline the word because. And sometimes for because they use the word therefore. Write the word therefore. Of its. Now tell me, where does its go back to? Its. Stoicism. This is very important for part 3. You should know if they write the word it, if they write the word one, if they write the word this, you should see where does it go back. They are called relative pronouns. They always relate to something. So, because of its dash appeal means type of appeal. Right? Now play the audio, listen and answer. Question number 31.
Ancient philosophy is not just about talking or lecturing or even reading long, dense books. In fact, it is something people have used throughout history to solve their problems and to achieve their greatest triumphs. Specifically, I am referring to Stoicism, which in my opinion is the most practical of all philosophies and therefore the most appealing.
Or most practical of all philosophies, therefore the most appealing. So it is appealing because it is practical. Haha, try to understand. It is appealing because it is practical, most practical of all philosophies. Listen please, again.
Ancient philosophy is not just about talking or lecturing or even reading long, dense books. In fact, it is something people have used throughout history to solve their problems and to achieve their greatest triumphs. Specifically, I am referring to Stoicism, which in my opinion is the most practical of all philosophies and therefore the most appealing.
Most practical, therefore most appealing. So it is most appealing because of its because of practical thing. It is most appealing. So because of its practical appeal. For appeal, they use the word appealing. Answer is practical. Let's go on. Question number 32. Okay, by the way, in part 4, they will give you, we call it bullet points. Some bullet points contain questions and some bullet points do not contain questions. Very important point. The bullet points that do not contain any question, just underline one word over there. For example, can you see first bullet point, Stoicism was founded over 2000 years. Can you see that? There is no question here. So you don't need to read it. Just underline the word Greece or 2000 so that you could track the audio. In part 4, audio is going to be little fast. It's going to be faster than part 1, 2, 3 because it's going to be a lecture. And when people deliver lectures, sometimes they become fast and all that. So just where there is no question, underline a word so that you could track the audio. Okay, the Stoics' ideas are surprisingly well known. Ideas are well known despite not being intended for. Now underline not being intended for. For not, they might use the word never. Right? So never and not being intended for. Now underline the word for. You might get the answer. Despite not being intended for means their purpose was not dash. Right? Their purpose was not dash or they were not dash for something. Let's see.
Stoicism was founded in ancient Greece by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BC, but was practiced by the likes of Epictetus, Cato, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Amazingly, we still have access to these ideas, despite the fact that the most famous Stoics never wrote anything down for publication.
Never wrote anything down for publication. Now see over here, preposition for gave you a very good clue. Never wrote anything down means despite not being intended. Never wrote anything down despite not being intended for publication with correct spelling. Okay, now can you see there are 2 more bullet points without any question. So in the first bullet point, underline virtuous life. Virtuous life. Second bullet point, you can underline the word emotions. And then we've got Epictetus. Question number 33. Now let's read it. Epictetus said, that external events cannot be controlled, but the dash people make in response can be controlled. Now listen, what cannot be controlled is external events. What can be controlled, that will be your answer. And for can be controlled, they can use the word, we have a control on that. Or the dash we make can be controlled. So what can be controlled, that is your answer.
Stoic principles were based on the idea that its followers could have an unshakable happiness in this life, and the key to achieving this was virtue. The road to virtue, in turn, lay in understanding that destructive emotions like anger and jealousy are under our conscious control. They don't have to control us, because we can learn to control them. In the words of Epictetus, external events I cannot control, but the choices I make with regard to them I do control.
But the choices I make in regard to them, I do control. So the answer is choices. Now over here, if you write singular answer, it will be wrong. Not choice, choices. Okay, let's go on. Question number 34. A Stoic is someone who has a different view on experiences which others would consider as. Now please come. Which others would consider. For others, that use the word most of us. Please underline others and write there most of us. Would consider. Now look, underline the word consider. For consider, they can use the word see. You know, they say, oh, I see. Right? Very simple. One day a boy was absent from his class, and the next day teacher asked him, why were you absent? He said, sir, I had a party, that's why I was absent. Teacher said, oh, I see. And the boy said, Allah di kasme, oh, nahi I see. Yeah. So, oh, I see means I consider, right? It's that very thing. Yeah. All right, there should be smile on your faces. Don't worry. मुश्किल भी होता है, मुंह सीधा रखें अपना. Yeah. आप लोगों के मुंह जो है ना टेस्ट के मुताबिक पार्ट 1 में होता है, पार्ट 2 में, पार्ट 3 में और चौथे में सर भी लटक जाता है साहब. Okay. Don't worry. So, तो हैंडल पकड़ते नहीं. It's like that. So don't worry. Start में चीज़ें मुश्किल हैं. ये IELTS आपकी इंग्लिश को भी बेहतर करेगा. Then you'll be fine with it. Okay? Yeah. Started already? Okay. Let's take a start. Part 4, and we have reached question number 34. All right. Yes, some are saying 39. Jaan chhado. Question number 34. A Stoic is someone who has a different view on experiences which others would consider. So others, most of us, would consider, would see, and then whatever they say after would see, that will be your answer.
The modern-day philosopher and writer Nassim Nicholas Taleb defines a Stoic as someone who has a different perspective on experiences which most of us would see as wholly negative.
Which most of us see as wholly negative. Now, will you write wholly negative? Because it's one word only, just negative. Negative is the answer. Question number 35. The influence of Stoicism. George Washington organized a dash. George Washington organized a dash. A means answer will be singular. Something organized by, right? About Cato to motivate his men. So for organized, they can use the word put one. George Washington put one dash to motivate his men.
The founding fathers of the United States were inspired by the philosophy. George Washington was introduced to Stoicism by his neighbors at age 17, and later put on a play based on the life of Cato to inspire his men. Thomas Jefferson kept a
play to inspire his men. For motivate, they use the word inspire. For organize, they use the word put on. And play, which play is that? Cricket or badminton? This play is drama. Exactly. Listen to it again.
The founding fathers of the United States were inspired by the philosophy. George Washington was introduced to Stoicism by his neighbors at age 17, and later put on a play based on the life of Cato to inspire his men.
Okay, put on a play to inspire his men. Play is the answer. Now, by the way, if you notice, answer of question number 31, practical, 32, publication, 33, choices, 34, negative, 35, play. These answers are very, very simple words, but you've got to pick them up from the audio. All right, let's go on. Question number 36. No, you will exactly write the word you hear in the audio. You cannot write the replacement of that word. Absolutely. Whatever the word they speak, you will write that word. Yeah. Okay. Adam Smith's ideas on dash. Ideas on, for ideas, they might use the word views. Views on dash. Were influenced by Stoicism. So, let's see, ideas on what?
The economist Adam Smith's theories on capitalism were significantly influenced by the Stoicism that he studied as a schoolboy, under a teacher who had translated Marcus Aurelius's works.
Capitalism, and for ideas, they use the word theories. Right? Please, theories, theory. Yeah, you understand this. Can I have some water? The other person looking at my face. Can I have some water? Sure, Jinnah Marzi. Okay? So the word is theory. Let's see. I play this one again.
The economist Adam Smith's theories on capitalism was...
Okay, economist Adam Smith's theories on capitalism. Answer is capitalism. Capital and ism. Okay, question number 37, cognitive behavior therapy, CBT. The treatment for dash is based on ideas for Stoicism. Treatment for means disease. Treatment for, there can be any disease. They will tell us. Treatment for dash is based on ideas from Stoicism.
Stoicism had a profound influence on Albert Ellis, who invented cognitive behavior therapy, which is used to help people manage their problems by changing the way that they think and behave. It's most commonly used to treat depression.
Haha. It's commonly used to treat depression. So the treatment for, treatment and treat, they are same words, right? Okay, let's go on. Question number 38. People learn to base their thinking on dash. Base their thinking on means what should be the base of their thinking, right? So people learn to base their thinking on.
The idea is that we can take control of our lives by challenging the irrational beliefs that create our faulty thinking, symptoms, and behaviors by using logic instead.
By using logic instead, people learn to base their thinking on logic. So logic is the answer. Good. Question number 39. In business, people benefit from Stoicism by identifying obstacles as, they take obstacles as what? For obstacles, they can use the word hindrances or any other word. So they take obstacles as what?
Stoicism has also become popular in the world of business. Stoic principles can build the resilience and state of mind required to overcome setbacks, because Stoics teach turning obstacles into opportunity.
Obstacles
A lesson every business...
Opportunity. Now please write, underline as and write there into. Obstacles as opportunities, obstacle into opportunity. Got it? So as ka word aayega, then they use into. Okay, let's go on. Relevance of Stoicism. It requires a lot of dash. Underline a lot of. They will use any word, extensive. For example, if the answer, whatever the answer is for a lot of, they can use the word a lot of, too much, or inclusive, or plenty of, or any other word.
I would argue that studying Stoicism is as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago, thanks to its brilliant insights into how to lead a good life. At the very root of the thinking, there is a very simple way of living. Control what you can and accept what you can't. This is not as easy as it sounds and will require considerable practice. It can take a...
It's not easier, will require considerable practice. Now underline lot of and write there considerable. Wow. समझ आ रही है ना क्या हो रहा है? considerable and a lot of. And the answer is practice. Practice with C-E or S-E? Any, no problem. British or American spelling, they accept. C-O-L-O-R color, C-O-L-O-U-R color. By the way, practice with C is a noun and practice with S is a verb. But even if you write practice with S in American English, that is right, so you can write it, okay? Okay, all the best. Just a second. All right, listen now. The way we have, the way we have solved this test, underlining the word, focusing the words, this is how you have to solve 10 tests. How many? 10. Solve a test first time, play the audio, take the test, check your answers, you get 30 correct answers, 20 correct answers, even 10 correct answers, even 5 correct answers, doesn't matter. Then play the audio again, right? Then you can drag the audio, take it forward and rewind forward, listen to it again, read the question. Even then, if you do not understand, at the end of the book, they have given transcript. Read that carefully. Once you solve 10 tests with full understanding of each and every question, you will see improvement. And these tips which I gave you, these words, these phrases, these synonyms, they tend to repeat once you solve. For example, in the past, I used to prepare the tests. Each test I used to prepare. But now I realize they're repeating the same things time and again. That is why I strongly recommend 16 Cambridge IELTS books to you. Right? Before you take your actual exam, you have to take 16 books, 1 to 16, and how to start. Start from book number 16, 16 and then book number 1, 15 and book number 2, 14 and book number 3. You know why that? In your actual exam, your IELTS listening test will be a mixture of so many tests. Part 1 from new test, Part 2 from 5 years old test, Part 3 from 15 years old test, and Part 4 from new or old test. So there is a mixture. Nowadays, they make new tests like this. Okay? So you have to be ready because book 1 will give you insight into old tests. Book 1 was released back in 2001 or 2 or 3. And now it's 2022. Means book 1 is 20 years old. So how IELTS was, but now they do the same thing. They play old test, new test, mixture of tests. That's why book 16, book 1, book 15, book 2, like this you need to practice until you finish all these books. And every time you solve a listening test, follow all these techniques and take interest. I mean, if these 40, 60 days you spend with IELTS, after that, no IELTS. आग लगा दीजिएगा IELTS की किताबों को, दरिया में, नहर में फेंक दीजिएगा, no problem. गुस्सा तो निकालना होता है ना, वो तो होता नहीं जब ब्रेकअप हो जाता है उसकी तस्वीर को आग लगा देते हैं, होते हैं ना, उससे सुकून मिलता है, बड़ा सुकून. मैंने कभी नहीं किया लेकिन बड़ा सुकून मिलता है, ठीक है. सो वंस यू गेट योर डिजायर्ड बैंड, यू गेट द सर्टिफिकेट, किताबा में आग ला देना, मेरा चैनल अनसब्सक्राइब कर दे, दफा हो जा, नहीं चाहिए हमें अब, ओके. बट नाउ यू हैव टू डू इट, राइट. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो इफ यू गिव इंपॉर्टेंस टू IELTS, हो जाएगा. यासीन भाई की जहाँ पे मंगनी हुई है, इन्होंने उसको इंपॉर्टेंस दी थी, तो वहाँ पे मंगनी भी होगी और उसके बाद शादी भी होगी. और अगर बंदा नहीं करता तो फिर मंगनी किसी की होती है, शादी किसी की होती है. वो क्या गाना है इंडिया का, मैं उस दिन सुन रहा था और मैं जो गाना गाने वाला है उसको मैं बुरा भला कह रहा था. मैंने कहा फिर तुम क्या लगते हो, गाना ये गा रहा था, तू प्यार है किसी और का, तुझे चाहता कोई और है, तू पसंद है किसी और की, तुझे देखता कोई और था. मैंने कहा जो गाना गाने वाला है इसका क्या किरदार है बीच में, ठीक है. तो IELTS जो है ना, ये किसका प्यार है, आपका प्यार है. और इसको चाहना किसने है, आपने. और ये पसंद किसकी है, आपकी. और इसे देखना किसने है, आपने खुद देखना है. ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट, थैंक यू. अच्छा जी, अब जो एक स्टूडेंट्स हैं हमारे ग्रुप ए के, उनकी आज छुट्टी, ठीक है. बाकी इंशाल्लाह कल हम लोग करेंगे स्पीकिंग पार्ट 2 और उसके साथ हम लोग करेंगे रीडिंग मॉड्यूल. और जो हमारे